Welcome to the Medical Device Made Easy podcast. Here is Munir Al-Azouzi from easymedicaldevice.com, and today we will do the November 2024 regulatory update. Okay, first let's start with our sponsor MedBoard. So who is MedBoard?
MedBoard, the regulatory research and intelligence platform, is focused on solving the problem with increasing news and data and new requirements, as regulatory intelligence, post-market surveillance, clinical literature review, and many more. We are making trusted MedTech information and data more accessible, creating the largest information portal search and the best tools for review, intelligence, and portfolio management. We are already changing people's lives like you by reducing tedious manual and repetitive work or saving much time. Contact us at medboard.com to learn more about us and do a free trial.
Okay, European Union, the first topic of today will be about the urgent update need of the EU MDR and IVDR. So there was a European Parliament that were resolution that were emphasizes an urgent need of update. This urgent need was mainly including the issues related to a delay of certification for medical device manufacturers, the access disparities in the European Union, also the burden for small and medium enterprises. To resolve this, mainly what they are asking is to have a fast track, a pathway for innovative devices, like maybe in the US, the Breakthrough Device program, some enhanced transparency in notified body fees, because we still have no real understanding of how this works. Even if we have some list of how much it costs, it's still not transparent. And the data protection for e-health also. So mainly the objective is really to make this proposal to prevent some device shortage, as was mentioned before, to ensure some consistency in the classification, in prioritization for the patients and everything. So this is mainly the call, and the head of medicine and medical devices agency made a letter to reaffirm that they agree with this, but they are concerned, if I can say, about rushing some amendments in response to this European Parliament call, where they are saying mainly that be careful, any change to the EU MDR, IVDR, we'll need a comprehensive analysis, we need some impact assessment. I mean, the objective is not to change just to change, but to have maybe some understanding or real, what is the impact of doing all that. So this is mainly the current situation, which means that for now there is nothing. It's just that they are asking for this update. So after an update that happened, I think before the 26th of May 2021 with some corrigendum, then after the 26th of May 2021, then after last year, can't remember now, there were so many. I mean, they are again asking for an update of the MDR. So it's a bit concerning, because mainly it means also that before to implement the MDR, this should have been maybe thought a bit more thoroughly. So mainly this is something that is important. But there are still issues with the EMDR, and maybe this will solve the issue. It's just that it's like a sandwich of changes that we are doing now. So let's see what will happen then. So the EU Commission is also writing their own newsletters. So I just put that on the show notes also, that you can check that. So mainly it's talking about the adoption of new amendments for MDR and IVDR, as mentioned. The renewal also of the issuing entities for the designation of UDI, MDR and IVDR standardization, MDCG guidances, expert panel, etc. There are a lot of elements. And if you want, you can also subscribe to this newsletter. You just go to the bottom of the page, you click subscribe, and then you register, and you receive that also. For me, they are a bit late in the providing all those information, because most of the information they are providing are old information that happened in July or happened in June or a long time ago. So it's not, maybe the frequency should be more often than just or other information should be more fresh, if I can say. Okay, now the MDCG 2021-25, which is mainly about legacy devices and devices placed on the market prior to the 26th of May 2021. There was this changes or update of this document with some revision of the questions and everything. Mainly, I have made a blog post where I have explained what are the changes and what are the actions that you should do. Mainly those changes are due to the fact that they are extending the due date by the 26th of May 2024 to 2028 or 2027 or 2028, sorry. So mainly here there are some consequences. One consequence, for example, is that if you are changing your declaration of conformity, is it fine or not? Yes, you can change it, but you have to mention something inside, etc. So I explain all that on this blog post, so don't hesitate to go on the show notes also and check the blog post. Notified bodies overview. So what's the situation about notified bodies? So actually we have a lot of notified bodies, but 12 are remaining for MDR and 8 are still on the pipeline for IVDR. There was in October a new notified body which is called, let me try to say it correctly. I mean, I don't know if it's acronym, sorry, it's the real name. NEO-EMKI, NEO-EMKI in Bulgaria. So it's a new notified body, the 50th notified body for MDR in Bulgaria. So yeah, we have a lot of notified bodies now. 50 is a lot, but we still have maybe some issues to find one. I don't know. From me, the message I hear from all notified bodies is like, no, we have some slots, we have some players, we have everything. So there is some mitigation in terms of, yeah, who cannot find a notified body today, or what is really the issue of finding a notified body. And maybe this is a question I will ask you. Can you tell me, for those that have experience, what is the actual issue about notified bodies? Is it to find one, or they are chasing you? They say, yeah, come, or what is mainly the issue that you have? Because we hear some, different sounds, if I can say, or different information about the fact that even some notified bodies are mentioning that they are near to bankruptcy because they don't have customers. So I'm really interested to hear from your side what's happening and if you have some feedback. Okay, HPRA is providing a frequently asked question document about in-house manufacturers. So in-house manufacturers, it is like the healthcare professionals, healthcare institutions like hospitals that are manufacturing themselves their products from medical devices. Usually it's for in vitro diagnostic, for diagnostic of some disease. So many their laboratories are manufacturing themselves their assay and everything. So they have now to notify that they are doing that to the HPRA. I have to check if this is for all the European Union, because normally it should be for all the European Union, but here I see that only for HPRA, so Ireland. But yeah, the frequently asked question is to mention who should apply, how to apply exactly, mainly what are the requirements for that. So let's, I suppose that the ones that are listening to me are not too much the hospitals, but if you know some hospitals and you know that they are really not, they are doing in-house manufacturing, then you can just tell them, don't forget, you have to notify yourself to the authorities. Okay, now harmonized standards. So we are still in the journey to have some harmonized standards for MDR and IVDR. And here what I propose to you is just to see the summary. Mainly, summary means just that there is a official list of which harmonized standards are officially now linked to MDR and the ones officially now linked to IVDR. So don't hesitate to go on the show notes. There is 2 links, one for MDR, one for IVDR, and then you can find all the standards. Inside this standard, there is only one standard for quality management system, which is ISO 13485. So it's just to tell you that it is why ISO 13485 is really important for medical devices, because this is the only harmonized standards for quality management system, so that you have to use it. Okay, next MDCG guidance 2024-11, which is about qualification of IVDR. So we had the same kind of guidance for MDR. Now it's more about, is your diagnostic device in IVD, is your IVD qualified for IVDR or not? And this document will help you to ask the right questions, get the right answers, and then qualify your in vitro diagnostic product for this legislation. Because I suppose there are some manufacturers that are also looking at that and say, is my product really fulfilling the IVDR, or should it fulfill the IVDR or not? And here, this is a document that can help you. So don't hesitate to go there and to check if you are really if you really need to comply to IVDR 2017-746. Okay, so post-marketing surveillance. So the Netherlands, so the IGG, I can't remember, I have to check again what is the acronyms for IGG. Mainly they issued guidance. Let me click on it now just to check what it is exactly. The IGG is IGG, the Health and Healthcare Inspectorate. I don't know why IGG, because it's not, maybe it's in Dutch, because it's a Dutch document. So this report is showing to you mainly a survey or audit or inspection of manufacturers in the Netherlands about the post-marketing surveillance, and it is really a catastrophe. So I mean, you read the document, it's like, really? Really? So if you want to learn to implement post-marketing surveillance for a company, read this report, because it will tell you everything that should not be done or everything that is wrong. And I'm sure, here it is a Netherlands document, but I'm sure it will happen in a lot of countries in the European Union. So it's good to learn from the mistakes of others. I'm not saying that they are doing that things on purpose, it's just that it's, to be honest, a catastrophe, because they are not really fulfilling the requirements of for post-marketing surveillance. So this document is available, and I also have a post-marketing surveillance blog post where I included also a summary of all the issues that were identified within this document, so that you don't need maybe to read all the things, but you have still an understanding of what exactly are the issues that happened, and mainly how to solve that also. So don't hesitate to go also to the show notes and open the blog post and read that. There is also inside the link of the report, so that you can also have a look. But please, please, please look at that and correct your post-marketing surveillance. Okay, Turkey, they are issuing a communication about EUDAMED. So they are mentioning to manufacturers, authorized representatives, importers, distributors, etc., to use EUDAMED. So mainly it's like, please use EUDAMED and use it for registration, use it for implementation, etc., which is normally something that every country on the European Union should push, but it's not true. So here, yeah, Turkey is asking all the economic operators to use EUDAMED, which means that Turkey is really using EUDAMED for collecting the information and maybe giving the authorization for products and everything. So don't hesitate to check EUDAMED. I mean, if you are in Turkey and working with the Turkish authority, so use EUDAMED for the registration of your devices. Okay, another communication from Turkey, which is about, I tried to translate it because Turkish communication are all in Turkish, so I hope I haven't made a mistake or have a misunderstanding on reading what is written there. They are issuing a rule to limit to 10 manufacturers, to limit the registration by an individual, by one person, of only 10 manufacturers. Means that me, Munir Al-Azouzi, I am registering a medical device in Turkey, companies in Turkey. I can register only 10 manufacturers. And apparently it's to limit some, I don't know if it's fraud or some issues or whatever, but I didn't really understood correctly what was the problem, but they do that. So it means that, for example, if my company Easy Medical Device, we are located in Turkey and we have to register 100 manufacturers, so 10 times 10, then I need 10 consultants or 10 people on my team that will register that, because each people can register only 10 manufacturers. This is what I understood, which is a bit surprising, but yeah. Imagine now this happens also in other European countries. I don't know how it will be working, but yeah, it's something that is important to understand, that if you are located in Turkey, this is a new rule. And again, the link is on the show notes. If you are Turkish, please read it. And if I made a mistake, sorry, because it was surprising also for me. So I said, I hope I didn't make a mistake. So please read that and tell me. Okay, now UK. You know that UK are trying to put in place their new legislation. I talked about that on the previous medical device news, where they are relaunching, if I can say, the update of their medical device regulation. And here they have included a new amendment about the post-marketing surveillance. And the key updates of these amendments are mainly maintaining a PMS system that is proportionate to device risks, collecting data on incidents, addressing preventive and corrective actions for safety improvements. The regulations are also mandate detailed reporting on serious incident, trend monitoring, specific timelines for corrective action and field safety notifications. And the frameworks helps also to enhance device safety, ensure ongoing compliance, and provide timely responses to emerging safety issues. When I read that, I was thinking to myself, but this is what we are doing with MDR. So, I mean, all what is there is MDR. So I don't know if there is any difference with MDR, but for me, it's aligned exactly with MDR. MDR is also about trend reporting, about timely reporting, about the risks also. Each risk defines different PMS requirements, etc. So I suppose they are continuing to align with MDR for that. But yeah, so this is the requirements. I should have looked at that maybe, but look at the document again, there is the link there. I don't know if there is a date or something for the new implementation, but I suppose there is a date when this will be starting. So this is the new amendment that is for UK. I suppose there will be new amendments coming next year, but this is the one for post-marketing surveillance that we were talking about since a long time now. Okay, training now. So training about technical documentation. So Team NB again issued a new training session on technical documentation. It will be soon, less than 1 week, I think. So in November 6th. So it's about mainly creating a technical documentation, how to do that, what are the contents, etc. So they are doing that a lot of time. So I don't know if it's the last one or if there is more that will come. But yeah, this is mainly a good training for you to understand more about how to create a technical documentation. Okay, so events that are available on MedtechConf. So MedtechConf.com is the website where you can see all the events for medical devices with a map and everything. If you want us to place also an event there, don't hesitate. Just send us an email. I will send that to my team and they will place the event inside the map. So don't hesitate. It's really important. So the 3 events that I selected is the next 3 events on the list. The first one is AFRI Summit 2024 in Cairo on November 3rd to 6th. I will be there. So I will be there to make also a presentation on post-marketing surveillance for the Middle East and Africa region. So if you are also there, so don't hesitate, let's meet and let's have a coffee together. Next event is Medics Day in Berlin, November 7th. I was there last year, I will not be there this year. So mainly talking about digitalization for medical devices. And the third one is Medica 2024 in Düsseldorf in November 11th. So I will be also there. I will try to interview a lot of people. I will try to meet with a lot of manufacturers. So yeah, again, if you are there also, let's maybe meet and have an interview together. Okay, and if you want to see all those events, you can again go to medtechconf.com where you have the map with all the events that are ongoing. Okay, now the rest of the world, we have Australia. Australia, we have the guidance on, they call it personalized medical devices. For me, it's custom-made devices, but they call it personalized medical devices. And this guidance, when I read it, it's exactly what we are saying in Europe for custom-made devices. The fact that it should not be a mass produced, the fact that it should be not a standardized product that is just modified, etc. So you can see that it's really aligned between what Europe is saying about custom-made device and what Australia is now looking at. So you have the guidances for that, and you have also a guidance on how to submit the notification about your custom-made device in Australia. So if you are a manufacturer of custom-made devices and you want to sell that in Australia, there is also the guidance on how to inform the Australian authority. Okay, Mexico now drafted a GMP for Mexico manufacturers. So mainly a GMP is a good manufacturing practices. So it's a document that is talking about how you should design, develop, manufacture, store, distribute your medical devices in Mexico. I mean, the content is, I suppose, nearly aligned with ISO 13485. So yeah, it's not really a big surprise what they are requiring, but you should know that they have a GMP, which is the same as the QMSR for the US or for other countries. So they are not following specifically the ISO 13485 maybe, but they have a GMP requirements for medical devices. It's a draft only, so maybe there will be some changes, but for you, if you are dealing with Mexican authorities, you should understand or know about that. Okay, South Africa and Australia are issuing a document mainly about mutual recognition or mutual MOU, mutual understanding, mutual, I don't know, so MOU, sorry, which is mainly about harmonizing discussion between them. The objective is for manufacturers that are distributing devices in South Africa and in Australia. The manufacturers can also anticipate some robust communication, some coordinated oversight. It can also maybe simplify your transfer from medical devices from South Africa to Australia or Australia to South Africa, because everybody will be knowing that yes, it's registered already in South Africa, so then it can easily be registered in Australia. So this is really important to have this kind of collaboration. So this is now existing between South Africa and Australia, and if you want to read about it, go again to the show notes. Okay, now podcast nostalgia. So what are the podcasts that were issued? So we had only two the last 2 weeks because we made the medical device news a bit late this month. The first one is episode 306 about what are the top 3 issues on CAPA with George Deagle. So it was really an interesting one because we had really a great discussion with George. If you are not following George is also on LinkedIn and he's really providing a lot of information about CAPA. So if you have some issues to understand CAPA, follow him. He will make it more easier for you to understand that. Next is episode 307 about what does a strategy for regulatory compliance look like. Mainly, if you go to article 10.9a, I think it's the first one, you have a requirement to have a regulatory compliance strategy for your medical device. And here we are talking about this requirement. What is a regulatory compliance strategy? How it looks like? What should be included inside, etc., etc. So we talk about that with Adam Isaac-Ray. So don't hesitate to go and check that if you are still struggling to understand what is these requirements of a regulatory strategy, regulatory compliance strategy. Okay, so it was really a pleasure to have this episode with you, this medical device news. If you have any questions or if you have any maybe news for the next one, if you want me to place, don't hesitate to share that with me. I will be really happy to include that. And if you have any projects on quality and regulatory affairs and you need some support, so don't hesitate also to contact me at info@easymedicaldevice.com, info@easymedicaldevice.com, and it will be a pleasure to have a call and discuss about your projects and see how we can help you. Okay, it was really a pleasure. Thank you very much, and I wish you a nice day.